Have you ever felt undervalued, ignored, or underestimated by someone who should appreciate you? In today's lesson, we'll explore 8 attitudes based on the principles of Stoicism that can make these people rethink their actions. These attitudes are powerful tools that will transform the way you position yourself in your relationships and how you deal with those who don't appreciate you as they should. Imagine having total control over your emotions and reactions without being shaken by the attitudes of others. Have you ever thought about how to maintain calm and dignity, even in the most challenging situations? Then keep watching, because these 8 strategies will show you exactly that, bringing peace and self-confidence into your life. Have you gone through moments when your qualities and efforts were not recognized? Have you had to deal with people who don't value you, even when you're giving your best? We'll talk about this and offer practical steps you can apply immediately to improve your interactions and strengthen your self-esteem. Stay with us until the end and find out how to make these people desperate. First attitude: silence. The powerful impact of silence. Have you ever noticed how sometimes silence speaks louder than words? Imagine a situation where someone tries to provoke or devalue you, expecting an explosive reaction, and you simply remain silent, calmly looking on. This is the power of strategic silence, a Stoic tool that can completely transform your interactions. In Stoicism, silence is not just the absence of words, but a deliberate choice, an act of control and power. When you choose not to react verbally to a provocation, you demonstrate a mastery over your emotions that few can achieve. This self-control disarms and often unsettles the other person, who was expecting a reaction. Think about the times when you were wronged or underestimated. How did you react? If you argued or tried to explain yourself, you ended up playing the other person's game. But when you use silence, you refuse to participate in this dynamic. It's like a game of chess, where instead of moving your pieces, you observe, analyze, and wait for the right moment to act, if there will even be a moment to act. Silence also gives you time to think, evaluate the situation, and decide the best response if any is needed. It allows you to show that you are not at the mercy of the emotions of the moment. This confuses those who try to destabilize you because most people are not used to this response. They expect an outburst, a counterattack, something that validates their provocation. Moreover, silence reveals an inner strength that many underestimate. When you remain silent in the face of an affront, you show that you do not need anyone's approval or recognition to validate your worth. Your confidence comes from within, not from others' opinions, and this strength is extremely powerful because it is immune to external criticism. Imagine how this can transform your relationships. Instead of getting involved in unnecessary arguments and conflicts, you remain calm and firm. People will start to see you differently, realizing that you are not easily shaken and that you possess a strength that comes from a deep and unshakable place. And this transformation is not just external. Internally, you begin to feel a peace and confidence that you may never have experienced before. You realize that you don't need to prove anything to anyone, that your worth is not in the words you say or the arguments you win, but in the way you conduct your life with serenity and purpose. So, the next time someone tries to devalue or provoke you, remember the power of Stoic silence. Use it as your secret weapon and watch how it begins to transform not only your relationships, but also yourself. Silence can be your most powerful ally on the Stoic journey, showing the world your inner strength without you needing to say a single word. Second attitude: emotional balance, the mastery of staying calm. Have you ever been in a situation where someone tried to provoke you, expecting an explosive reaction? Imagine the power of remaining calm, of not giving the response they expect from you. This is what we call the art of not reacting, one of the most valuable principles of Stoicism. Think of a meeting where someone makes a sarcastic comment about your work. Everyone looks at you, expecting you to rebut, to defend yourself. But instead, you take a deep breath, calmly look at the person, and choose not to respond immediately. That moment of pause, that control, is where your true power lies. Many people believe that reacting quickly is a sign of strength, but the opposite is true. Reacting impulsively usually means you are being controlled by your emotions instead of being the master of them. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in maintaining calmness and clarity, even when we are provoked. Think of a burning ember. If you blow on it, the fire grows. If you ignore it, it eventually dies out. When we don't react immediately, we give our emotions time to calm down, allowing us to think clearly and respond in a way that truly reflects who we are and what we want. Moreover, when you don't react impulsively, you confuse the person who tried to destabilize you. They expect an outburst, a counterattack, something that validates their provocation. By not reacting, you break this cycle, showing that you are not a hostage to the emotions of the moment. You are in control. Imagine how this can transform your daily interactions. Instead of being seen as someone who is easily swayed by emotions, you become a calm and stable presence. People start to respect you more, seeing you as someone who thinks before acting and is not easily shaken. This skill is not only beneficial for your relationships with others, but also for your inner peace. By learning the art of not reacting, you start to live more serenely, without being affected by the small provocations of daily life. You realize that you have the power to choose your responses, to live according to your values, and not at the mercy of others' emotions. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember the art of not reacting. Use that moment to breathe, calm down, and choose your response wisely. You'll be surprised at the difference it makes in your life and the respect you receive from others. The art of not reacting is one of the greatest strengths Stoicism can offer us, allowing us to live with more balance and serenity. By valuing self-sufficiency, you find a path to true freedom. Have you ever thought about the freedom that comes from being self-sufficient? Imagine not needing to rely on anyone to achieve your goals and fulfill your desires. This not only strengthens you, but also changes the way others see you. Being self-sufficient is a demonstration of power and self-confidence that Stoicism deeply values. When you are self-sufficient, you're not bound by others' expectations and demands. Think about how liberating this is. You have control over your life, your choices, and this reflects in all your actions. People begin to see you differently, admiring your independence and strength. Imagine a garden you tend with your own hands. Every plant that grows, every flower that blooms, is the result of your effort. This garden is a metaphor for your life. When you build your life with your own hands, the result is something genuine that reflects your dedication and resilience. The people around you can't help but notice and admire this. When you become selective about who you choose to share your life with, you don't need to accept any kind of treatment. You know you can manage on your own. This makes people around you perceive your true worth and want to be part of your life, not out of necessity, but by choice. Self-sufficiency also protects you from manipulation. Those who try to underestimate you realize the strength and security that comes from knowing you don't need them for anything. This disarms any attempt at manipulation because you are above these small traps. Every time you show self-sufficiency, you send a powerful message. I am enough. This message resonates in everything you do, strengthening your sense of value and purpose. The people around you start to notice this. They see that you don't bow to difficulties, that you have the ability to overcome challenges on your own. Being self-sufficient does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting others' help, but having the certainty that if necessary, you can follow your path alone. This self-confidence is inspiring and attracts the admiration of everyone. They see in you someone who knows their worth and does not need to prove anything to anyone. So, cultivate your self-sufficiency. You not only strengthen yourself, but also change the dynamics of your relationships. You become an example of strength and independence, someone people want to have around because being self-sufficient is ultimately one of the greatest powers you can develop, showing the world that you are complete within yourself. Third attitude, prioritize the essential. When you focus on what truly matters, something magical happens. You begin to live a purposeful life rather than being swept away by others' demands and expectations. You set your own priorities. This creates an internal strength that is hard to shake. Imagine being at a party full of superficial conversations and noise. Instead of feeling obligated to participate in everything, you choose to talk with one or two people who genuinely matter to you. This focus transforms the experience, making you leave the party with a sense of connection and satisfaction instead of exhaustion. Now, apply this to your life. When you focus on the essential, you start saying no to everything that does not add value. This not only frees up your time and energy, but also sends a clear message. You know what you want and won't be swayed by distractions. The people who try to devalue you don't know how to handle this because you're not playing their game. Think of a ship in open sea. If it doesn't have a clear destination, any wind or current can divert it. But with a fixed destination, it sails steadily, regardless of the storms. When you have clarity about what is essential, you become that ship, sailing firmly towards your goals, indifferent to others' attempts to divert you. This focus on the essential also brings inner peace. When you stop worrying about trivial things and focus on what truly matters, you feel lighter. Concerns diminish, and you begin to see the beauty in the simple and meaningful things in life. This is something many people never experience, and it's exactly what can leave them perplexed. Here's the secret. When you focus on the essential, you become a source of inspiration. Those around you notice your clarity and determination. They see that you are not swayed by trivialities and begin to respect that. Those who try to devalue you become unsettled, as they cannot understand how you remain so focused and unshakable. So, start living with this focus. Prioritize what matters and leave the rest behind. This is one of the most powerful lessons in Stoicism and can completely transform the way you live and are perceived by others. By concentrating on the essential, you not only find a new strength within yourself, but also show the world that you are someone who knows what they want and will not be diverted by anything or anyone. Fourth attitude, the vital need to set boundaries. Imagine a beautiful beach where the high tide line is clearly defined. The water knows how far it can come, and the sand remains calm and secure in its place. Just like the beach, we also need to establish clear boundaries in our lives. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and is essential for others to respect you as well. Defining boundaries does not mean building walls to keep people away, but rather creating a safe space where you can thrive. When you set what is acceptable and what is not, you are telling the world that you value yourself enough to protect your well-being. This not only enhances your self-respect, but also changes how others perceive you. Imagine you have a garden. If you don't put up fences, animals and people can trample on your flowers, destroying your hard work. By fencing your garden, you are protecting what is valuable to you. Similarly, by setting boundaries, you are preserving your inner peace and time, two of our most precious resources. When you start to establish boundaries, something amazing happens. People begin to treat you with more respect. They notice that you are not willing to accept any behavior and that you value your time and energy. This can unsettle those who are used to pushing your limits, as they now need to adjust their behavior. Setting boundaries also gives you a sense of control. You are no longer at the mercy of others' demands and expectations. You decide where to invest your time and energy. This gives you tremendous freedom and makes you feel more powerful and confident in your decisions. Don't think that setting boundaries is an act of selfishness. In fact, it is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can practice. When you respect yourself enough to say no when necessary, you are taking care of yourself. This, in turn, allows you to be a better version of yourself for those who truly matter in your life. By setting clear boundaries, you also set an example for others. They see that it is possible to live according to your values and priorities without being swayed by external pressures. You become an inspiration, showing that it is possible to live an authentic and fulfilling life. So, start thinking about the boundaries you need to set. Respect yourself and see how the world starts to respect you more. Setting boundaries is a powerful Stoic practice that can transform your relationships and, more importantly, the way you see yourself. By doing this, you will discover a new strength and inner peace that comes from knowing you are taking care of your own garden. Have you ever felt overwhelmed because you didn't know how to say no or allowed others to push your limits? Imagine the relief and strength you could feel by establishing clear boundaries, protecting your time and inner peace. How do you think your life would change if you started to respect yourself more and demand the same respect from others? Share in the comments, and if you'd like, tell your story. Fifth, your time, a source of wisdom. Use it to your advantage. Imagine the ability to harness time to your benefit, turning each moment into an opportunity to grow and thrive. Stoicism teaches us the wisdom of letting time act as our ally, a powerful concept that can perplex those who try to pressure or undermine us. Think of nature. A tree does not rush to grow. It follows its own rhythm, ignoring the changes of seasons and storms. Over time, it becomes strong, robust, and unshakable. So is the Stoic, who understands that time is a faithful ally, capable of turning adversity into strength and patience into power. When someone tries to provoke or pressure you for a quick response, your serenity may leave them perplexed. While everyone around you is rushing to resolve everything immediately, you remain calm. This ability to wait, to let time pass, shows a rare and admirable inner strength. Using time to your advantage does not mean being passive or inert. On the contrary, it is an active form of control. When you choose to wait for the right moment to act, you demonstrate a deep understanding of the circumstances and confidence in your ability to handle any situation. It's like a game of chess, where each move is calculated and made at the exact moment. Remember times when you rushed to make a decision and later regretted it. Now imagine if you had waited longer, pondered better, let time reveal the right path. This is the wisdom of time, a Stoic lesson teaching us the importance of not acting impulsively, but with reflection and discernment. Those who observe your patience may initially underestimate you, thinking you are hesitating or indecisive. But over time, they realize the strength of your serenity and understand that you are not reacting randomly, but acting according to a well-thought-out plan. Knowing that time will bring new opportunities and solutions is a sign of true strength. Those who try to bring you down or undermine you end up frustrated by your patience. They see that you are like that robust tree, continuing to grow regardless of the storms. Use this to reflect, grow, and strengthen your resilience. Show the world that your patience is not weakness, but a powerful demonstration of control and wisdom. By doing so, you become an example of serenity and strength. Sixth, practice the art of gratitude. Imagine dealing with someone negative, someone who constantly tries to discourage you with criticism and disdain. Now envision responding to that person with sincere thanks. It may seem counterintuitive, but the practice of gratitude can transform this dynamic and even unsettle those who don't value you. When you begin to cultivate gratitude, something magical happens. Your perspective changes. You start to see the good in situations and people, even those who seem intent on devaluing you. By expressing gratitude, you not only improve your emotional state, but also break the expectations of those who anticipate a negative reaction from you. Think of gratitude as a powerful weapon. When someone criticizes you and you respond with a sincere, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll reflect on it," you completely disarm the person. They expected to shake you, but instead find a serene and grateful response, leaving them unsure how to continue with their criticism. By practicing gratitude, you also strengthen your own positive relationships. You appreciate the good moments more and enhance your well-being. Do you like this video? If you want to continue learning how to apply Stoic principles to transform your life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join us on this journey of growth and self-discovery. Those who try to devalue you realize that their words have little to no effect on you. Gratitude is not just a response, but a daily practice. Upon waking, give thanks for the new day, for the small things like a good cup of coffee, a friendly smile, a moment of peace. This changes your energy and the way you face challenges. Over time, this positive attitude starts to radiate to everyone around you. Now, think of a situation where you were unjustly criticized. Instead of responding with anger or frustration, imagine saying something like, "I appreciate your point of view. It gives me a new perspective to consider." This response not only shows maturity, but also disarms the critic. They didn't expect you to be able to thank and consider the criticism so calmly. This approach also causes people around you to start respecting you more. They see that you are not easily shaken, that you have a solid base of gratitude and positivity. This base becomes a fortress that criticism and negativity cannot penetrate. Practicing gratitude can be transformative. It's not just about being polite, but about changing your own perspective and the way you interact with the world. With each thank you, you build a barrier against negativity and strengthen your own inner peace. So, the next time someone tries to bring you down with negative words, respond with gratitude. See how this not only transforms the interaction, but also strengthens your serenity and confidence. Seventh, be resilient like a Stoic. When life presents challenges and obstacles, how do you face them? For Stoics, resilience is an essential virtue, a strength that allows you to confront adversity with courage and serenity. It's not just about surviving challenges, but growing from them, revealing the depth of your value to the world. Imagine a river flowing through the mountains. It encounters rocks, logs, and waterfalls, but it doesn't give up. It flows, navigates around obstacles, and eventually reaches its destination. This is Stoic resilience. No matter how many difficulties arise, you find ways to keep moving forward, adapting, and learning from each experience. When people around you do not recognize your worth, it may be tempting to become discouraged or disheartened. However, Stoic resilience teaches you to keep your head up. You understand that your value does not depend on others' recognition, but on your own perception and the continuous effort you put into your actions. Every challenge you overcome is a confirmation of your inner strength, something that no one can take away from you. This serene strength confuses those who try to devalue you. They expect you to falter, to give up. But witnessing your resilience, they realize their efforts are in vain. Your ability to move forward regardless of the circumstances becomes your greatest weapon. You are not just resilient, you are unbreakable. Stoic resilience does not develop overnight. It is a daily practice, a constant choice to face challenges with courage and serenity. The more you practice, the stronger you become. For Stoics, obstacles are seen as disguised opportunities, chances to strengthen the mind and spirit. So, the next time you face a challenge or encounter someone who does not recognize your worth, remember Stoic resilience. View each obstacle as an opportunity for growth, a chance to show the world and yourself the depth of your inner strength. Eighth, use honesty as an ethical foundation. Let's explore one of the most powerful and transformative virtues of Stoicism: honesty. It is not just any kind of honesty, but that which is direct and straightforward, not trying to soften the truth. This Stoic transparency can be an incredible tool for disarming criticism and gaining respect. When you practice brutal honesty, you are showing the world that you have nothing to hide. This creates an aura of trust around you. People know they can rely on your word and that you are genuine in your intentions. There is no room for games or manipulation. Your authenticity becomes evident and unquestionable. Imagine a situation where you made a mistake. The common instinct would be to try to justify or minimize the error. But a Stoic embraces the truth. Yes, I made a mistake. Here's what I'm doing to fix it. This approach not only disarms criticism, but also demonstrates admirable responsibility. People respect those who acknowledge their flaws and work to overcome them. This same transparency applies to praise. Being honest about others' merits strengthens your relationships and creates an environment of trust. When you sincerely acknowledge someone's talents and efforts without exaggeration or ulterior motives, you build a solid bond. People see that your praise is genuine, which increases respect and admiration for you. Living transparently requires courage. It means being willing to face uncomfortable truths and accept criticism constructively. This courage, however, is rewarded with a more authentic and meaningful life. When you don't need to maintain appearances or lie to please, your mind is lighter and your path clearer. Being brutally honest does not mean being insensitive. It is possible to be direct without being rude. The key is in the intention. When your honesty comes from a place of respect and a desire for mutual growth, it is well received. People begin to see you as someone who cares enough to speak the truth, even when it is difficult. Moreover, practicing honesty strengthens your self-confidence. When you know you are living according to your values and have nothing to hide, you feel more secure. This inner security reflects in how you present yourself to the world, walking with your head held high, knowing you are being true to yourself. In a professional context, this virtue can open many doors. Leaders who practice transparency earn the loyalty and respect of their teams, creating an environment where communication is clear and objectives are understood by all. This clarity can lead to greater efficiency and better results. If you want to incorporate this virtue into your life and learn more about how Stoicism can transform your daily routine, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. If you made it this far, leave your mark by writing in the comments, "The Wise Stoic." Let's walk together on a path of self-discovery and growth. See you in the next video.